Hey, what's up? As promised, I have a deck profile of my updated opinion, what I think is the best deck, being still Sword Soul, because it just got a whole big buff in the meta and innovation with this Deskbot. I think Deskbot is insane because it allows you to not normal summon and still do your Sword Soul plays, and that's why I don't like this deck, is because it relies on normal summons. But I think this build just gets so much better, but it also makes it harder to fit down the ratios. I've noticed a lot of people playing 45 cards at this last YCS. I'm still not trying to do that. I'm still just trying to play 39. I think hand traps are in a really interesting place right now, and it's kind of hard to understand what's even necessary because people can just still combo through your hand traps, right? And the perfect numbers too. So, quick intro, but let's get into the deck. So we have one Protos. Like I said, I definitely would consider playing more of this. It's so good to open Protos against rogue decks, just because they are doing everything to prevent you from getting to the Protos, and you already have it. You can banish monsters on field. It's pretty easy to summon. Three Ashuna, three Adhara, and three Vishuda. Adhara's the best Tenyi now because it makes Hulk Vibrax. So, one Tenyi goes into Monk, summon Adhara, Hulk Vibrax. You also just fill up your graveyard so much for that Protos too, so it's really nice. Three Moye. Side this card out whenever I go second, or side one out, just because it's a normal summon. Two Taye. I think this still is correct. I leave two Taye, two Moye. Taye is very good with this combo just because of Boxia, right? You have to send the Moye for it. Three Long Yon. I think that's pretty staple. Long Yon makes Baron. Seems sweet. I actually could consider cutting it to two in this build, but I don't know. It's just such a powerful card. Three Ecclesia. I side one of these out going first, just because it's another normal summon. It being a tuner, sometimes you do use this as a tuner to make Hulk. It's just such a great card. Deskbot 001. So I've actually changed my mind and I've decided to, for the only hand trap I'll be playing is Ash. Ash just is so versatile. It's good versus so many different decks that I just bit the bullet and said, I'm not playing a broken card, but or like a floodgate like Droll and Lockbird or Nibiru, but or Lancia. But this is almost always going to get activated versus any deck. One called by the grave. I just had this was the 40th card, just because it's kind of hard to get in one of that makes sense for me. This card's at one, so kind of just clicked. But I do think this could be a droplets or well, not droplets, but just another hand trap maybe. Three desires. It's just pot of greed. I've considered to cut it down just because I don't know why there's so many times it draws desires off desires, but it feels like every time. So, result orientated thinking. Upstart Goblin. I've already kind of explained that. I don't. It just makes sense to me. Three emergence. It's broken. Helps your Taye go into Yazi, which comes out. Three forbidden droplet. So this is what I replace infinite impermanence with, just because I feel like it does so much more, and I just feel like my imperm doesn't really do that much for so many decks. So I'm really against imperm right now. I used to think it was broken. Now it's just a better chalice to me, and this is an even better chalice. So I like that card a lot, especially for the mirror. It's insane in the mirror. Three vessel. Pretty insane card now because any Tenyi in your hand and Vessel, or even like your Swordsoul, any normal monster, gets you to the Adhara, and now Adhara is the most valuable Tenyi, being that can summon Hulk. And the problem is with the Shuna, you can't use its effect and then go into Hulk because it's the worm restriction. And Hulk's not worm. Then one blackout, side this out, going second. So no summon anymore. I think a lot of people are cutting it actually. So for the extra deck, we have one Shaman of the Tenyi, one Auroradon. Card's insane. Summons three tokens for free. Makes you a Yazi. The whole combo is based around this card. It's a machine. You can tribute the tokens, which does come up when you're going for lethal. So that's really cool. I play 2 Monk. I do want to play 3 of this. I don't know what I would cut. Probably a Rudy Rose or a Cheek Xiao. But this is actually just like card for card my list from this last YCS. So that is why I decided to play. 1 Hulk, because I've always, ever since I got back into the game, I wanted to find a way to utilize this card because it just seems so broken to me on paper. So, love using it actually, like, rationally in the Sword Soul deck where it makes sense. 1 Yazi, broken card. 1 Cheng Yang, have to. 2 Cheek Xiao, I think you have to play 2, but definitely could consider going to 1. 1 Rudy Rose, could be another Monk. 1 Berserker, have to play that. It's funny how, like, it's actually really surprising just how much this comes up where you have to make Monk with this just to get a normal monster. Um, well, not necessarily a normal monster because usually you have a token, but it does come up. Promise me it's won me a game. Promise you. Chao Fang, card's sweet. It's destroyed by battle effect even comes up, so if you haven't read the whole card text, I would definitely keep that in mind. 2 Boxia. A lot of people asking how I summon 2 of these all the time. It's because you go into Taiye send Moye, make into Chao Fang, and then you make another Boxia to summon the Moye. But this has to be 2, and I don't see 3 as being a necessity. And 1 Baron because the best Omni negate, easily accessible Omni negate. For the side, we have 3 Gamma and a Driver because no other hand trap does what Gamma does, being that it destroys. So negate and destroy, really good. Drew Driver a lot, which sucked, but at least it's a normal monster, so it does something. 3 Dark Ruler. So much value when you're going second. I just love this card as a side end going second card because it's not like Droplets where you can set it and then play it on your opponent's turn if you happen to go first. So I love Dark Ruler in my side deck. I think it's very, very strong. But it is, alright, so I just said all that, but I do think it's the worst card in this current side deck, or at least it's the most changeable card. It's the card I would probably change first. 3 Twin Twister, very good. Like, I just noticed so many decks have 2 sets, and I think Twin Twister is just so much better than Cosmic Cyclone because Scythe just isn't as relevant as it used to be, or I don't even know if it was ever that relevant, but I don't see Scythe decks that often. So I think Twin, being that it's good versus Invoked and it can hit the trap, because it's a quick play, that's why I play it over Cosmic Cyclone. And that's why I play it over like Lightning Storm or any of those other cards. For the traps, we got Red Reboot. Red Reboot's pretty much the same concept as Twin Twister, but it's even better versus like decks like Eldlich. 3 Summon Limit. Side this in for going first just because it's a really good floodgate, strong in this deck. Problem being that it turns your own stuff off if it gets outed, but not many cards that do what Summon Limit does, right? And then 1 Imperial Order. Just good for spells, right? I mean, it's kind of crazy this card's still at 1. So I hope you enjoyed my list. If you have any problems with it, please let me know. I know I didn't prove this list in the last YCS, so there might be some points of contention there. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it so much. Have a good one.